Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Drama thriller. Well, Rodney Dangerfield's in there, but not in the role you would expect.
No, definitely not in the role.
He still didn't get any.
These Christian serial killers are really getting me down. Oh, Rodney Dangerfield. That speaks to the age of the film. When did Frailty come out?
2002.
The year a broken man graduated from high school. Filled with hopes and dreams. That man is me. Yeah, 2002 seems right. It's got the grainy quality. The whole film seems dusty, but I think that's on purpose. Because it's not set in 2002.
No, it jumps from current period, which was 2002, to 1979.
Yeah, and that's
but
got that dusty 79 look.
But it leads to a good question. If you were on a desert island, what top 3 Bill Paxton films would you take with you to enjoy for the rest of your life on that desert island?
3 seasons of Big Love. His polyamorous series on HBO from around the same era. A little bit later, like 2 years later, I think Big Love was hitting HBO, right?
I believe so, yes.
2004-ish.
Because this movie put him back in the spotlight, I feel. Even though he's always in the spotlight. So you're just going with Big Love as your 3?
No, I'm just being an asshole.
It's like,
I'll let John go first.
You're going to let me go first? Wow.
Yeah, I'm already prepared just in case.
All right, I will say my 3 stuck forever Bill Paxton movies would be Weird Science.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't let you go first.
Club Dread.
Coconut Pete.
And I'll leave you guys some of the other ones. Tombstone.
All right. So inspired me to grow that mustache that summer.
Took Weird Science and Tombstone from me. I'm only going to keep one. Tombstone is one of my favorites. And there's so much goodness in that with Sam Elliott, Kurt Russell, countless other guys in that movie. I'm just going to be basic bitch and go with Aliens, right? Got to go with Aliens. Let's see. What other big franchise is he associated with? Anyone?
Yeah.
Bueller?
Isn't he in the Terminator franchise?
He is.
Yeah.
He's in the first one.
That's what I was going to, I was going to go with it, but I'm drawing a blank from like where in the movie I remember him. I just keep seeing the
I think
dude
he's
who
in the
bangs
beginning.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah, he's not in it long, but he's early.
Gets not killed off. Doesn't get bugged off in the bar or something like that.
Yeah.
Arnold beats the crap out of him.
It's a fine way to go. But yeah, that'll be me. I'll be basic. I'll go Tombstone, Aliens, and Terminator.
All right. I'm going to be basic and unique, I guess. First one's going to be Twister. I need to see a flying cow once in a blue moon. And the breakfast scene is just so good.
Make me puke.
My bad. Well, this might even Predator 2. He is in Predator 2. He is Jerry Lambert, one of the cops who work with Danny Glover.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. And he's just the urban landscape is great, and his role's good. Plus, you get Gary Busey in it too.
Yeah, it's great. And that's what solidifies him in the Holy Trinity too. He's in all 3 franchises.
He's just a legend. And I got to go with Near Dark. Need some vampires.
All right, fair enough.
I didn't save it from the last list, so I had to save it for this one. I can watch that movie all the time. It's just so good.
You're done.
And he's such a jackass in that film. It's great. It's just so great.
Big call. Right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
So if you guys
Everyone
are
had good
still
grease.
in the dark, we're doing Xenomania episode something or other on Frailty.
24.
Yeah, it's 20.
Oh, no.
26.
26.
Yeah, 26. I was going to say 25 is already done. 26. Not to show you guys having made
26.
Yeah, we're getting there. Past the quarter mark. Getting closer to
100. Well,
100.
actually, hold on. Erase that. This is actually going to be 27 because we're seeing 28 years later.
We
And
are.
I think
Yeah,
we're going to have to
saying this
cap
is gonna
that
come
trilogy.
out? You think this is going to come out? Okay. After John will be the one who decides all that, I guess.
No, did I jump the gun?
We'll have to see. We'll have to see how
We're
we
really
can
shuffling this, right?
pull 28 years later together in time.
Well, watching it Thursday and then recording that Friday.
Yeah.
It'll be ready for that Wednesday. We can do that.
Yeah.
Faux cheesy. Right, Ryan? As I make promises, Ryan's the primary editor of the episodes.
Yeah.
But
Oh, it's always ready on Wednesdays. It's just the pictures. Try to get those good pictures for you guys.
yeah, buddy.
Especially the last one of Brendan Gleeson. Had to represent Mad Eye Moody in a brilliant way. But we got to talk about Frailty. We got to talk about the great Bill Paxton. Love Bill Paxton. And I think is this his only movie he's directed?
He has 5 directing credits.
Whoa.
Okay.
This is the only movie that he made that I've seen, and one of his directing credits is Saturday Night Live somehow.
Oh, well, they do that sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is an interesting movie. We started our open with us debating on kind of whether or not what it is, because it's not technically horror, but it is dark as shit. And it still gives me goosebumps. So we begin before pre-flashback with Matthew McConaughey. You may have heard of him as a budding young actor.
All right.
He walks into a police station and he's got a story to tell. And who does he tell it to?
Powers Booth.
Powers Booth.
Powers Booth.
Agent Doyle.
Agent Wesley Doyle. It's kind of Powers Booth's peak Craig T. Nelson period.
Yeah.
Fair.
Because if you don't know that's Powers Booth in this, the first time you see him, you're like, Coach?
No, that's great. That's great. Yeah, he's more forehead than man in this movie, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
His acting, too, is just like grimace, blink, grimace.
Even when he shows happiness, like you watch him in Deadwood or even like Sin City, it's still off-putting. He's a he was a creepy dude. He is dead. He sadly passed away. Unlike Tim Curry, who's still alive.
Spoilers. Tim Curry, he's doing great. He's really kicking. So the film, he comes in and he's like, "Hey, I saw some crazy crap, and I got to tell you some crazy stuff." People who's his dead, and they give him a cup of coffee and they bring him into an office, and we get the flashback scenario, and it's very Usual Suspects which was very popular at the time, and we flash back to the story. And he portrays himself as one of 2 brothers whose names are
Fenton and Adam.
Who names their kid Fenton? Fentanyl?
I mean, it definitely doesn't hold up today.
No, Fenton.
No.
My Spanish teacher's name was Fenton Powers, by the way. It was an interesting name. Fenton is adjacent to that. So Fenton and Adam. One's very biblical and one's very methy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
McConaughey is Fenton in the flashback as we start. And we go through. We've got something to mention a little bit about how they ruin this movie with modern streaming and whatnot. But we go through the stories, and it's just basically a dad raising his 2 sons. The guy's pretty righteous. He's very religious. He's a mechanic. The kids are good kids. It's great. It's like, seems nice. And then dad comes home and he's like, boys, get out of bed quick. Daddy had a nervous breakdown. I mean, Daddy was approached by an angel. And he told me I got to kill demons. My favorite part of that whole scene, by the way, because it was plausible. And then he busts out a lead pipe and Otis.
Yep.
And a pair of gloves. And he's like, "These are my divine weapons for killing the demons." And you're immediately like, "Oh, shit, this is not good."
Yeah. Because initially we're going to be given the list and the means to kill the demons in the future. So all right, this is just going to be something that he brings up this one time and it's going to go away. And he's not going to drag his children into serial killing.
Bum, bum, bum. Spoiler alert. That's what he does. He gets him on board right away.
100%.
Family business.
Well, he gets Adam on board.
Mhm.
Fenton, he's questionable about it. He's just like, this isn't right.
Oh, he outright
You know?
thinks his dad's a lunatic, and we'll get through that too.
Yeah.
Before
yeah.
we do
Well-
that, though, I want to talk about the lead pipe, the methodology. So the gloves are to keep him from seeing like, because when he touches them, he's got the Bruce Willis from Unbreakable, and he can see everything they've done, which isn't an interesting superpower. So he's got to wear the mechanics gloves to keep from happening when he's handling them. These demons, which are people, or they look like people. It's not like we're dealing with Constantine style stuff going on here. And then, so they trick him. He bangs him over the head with the lead pipe. They drag him into a van and they drive him to a sex dungeon, which actually was above ground. And then they bring it below ground. They dig it out later. And then they use Otis to decapitate them. Otis is etched into the axe.
Yes.
And it's, I think that's one of the more endearing parts of the movie. And I racked my brain the first time I watched it for religious implications, because I was like, okay, maybe the V is a 5, and is this like some sort of Latin thing? And I spent a little bit of time on it, early internet, so that wasn't much help. And I couldn't find anything, and I'm glad I couldn't, because apparently it's got no meaning other than a cool little story by Paxton, which I'm sure John will tell us. What's the story, John?
No, I think you got it. There's really seemingly no significance to it being named Otis.
Not in the story, but I thought you'd have this. Paxton, when he was scoping out shots, he found a homeless man named Otis, and he was chanced upon him, and he named the axe after him to give it grounding and meaning so that he could remember, or that it would make it easier for him to put personality on it, which I definitely
That's
think
cool.
they failed to do. It doesn't feel as though that is living. That's not a Mjolnir style thing that they've got there. To me, throughout the movie, it's just an axe. It's an axe with a cool name that makes it kind of fun. But I don't feel like it's not a character in the film to me.
No.
I think that's what he tried to do with it.
He did with the illumination of light pouring down through the ceiling to illuminate it and to let it glisten for a second.
Yeah.
He did try, but it
divine
it doesn't click like that. I did like the name though. Good old Otis.
I mean, who doesn't trust Otis? Otis has to be a good guy. But I did want to hit on
Always.
Otis before we got too far in, because that's an important factor early on.
I think another important factor is the age difference in the boys and how they grew up. They're 3 years apart, but it's a significant gap in that mom dies in childbirth with Adam.
Yeah.
So Fenton is sort of, he's got a couple years for mom to imprint on him and, probably pick up a little bit of from mom, dad's a little crazy. So, he's just
Keep an eye on
crazy.
him.
It's okay. He's not bad, but he's a little off sometimes. So he sort of has the potential to have picked up the skepticism about his father.
Yeah.
Whereas Adam is just, that's all he's known.
Yeah, and he loves his dad implicitly throughout the movie, never questions him. It seems a little rattled at times, but nothing like Fenton when they're killing.
No.
And dear listeners, if you have not seen the movie, now is the time to stop and go see the movie. But if you
Yes,
have,
spoilers.
you understand how much blood gets on their hands while their dad's doing this stuff. They're not just killing these guys.
Oh,
together. They're also chopping them up and then burying them together in the rose garden.
Yep.
It's
All for
dark.
God's hand.
Yeah.
All for God's hand.
It's wild, crazy, kooky stuff.
I think it's sort of interesting that Doyle is investigating a serial killer that isn't necessarily these early killings for sure, and maybe not later ones either. He seems to almost be investigating a different killer, which is later revealed to be the other boy, but
Well, yeah, all right.
Potentially.
Let's just do it now. Before we get too far, there's a switch at the end of the movie where there's a big reveal. We find out that Kaiser Sose is Kevin Spacey. And no, we find out that the McConaughey's character is not Fenton, as he's been portraying himself, and actually does a good job with the movie with this little trick. because it does put you on your back foot right at the end and it makes it hit harder, but it's actually Adam. And the reason why we brought up that streaming services screw this up for everybody is if you pause it on Amazon, it says Matthew McConaughey and then the character's name underneath him. And you're like, oh no.
See, I am glad I didn't pause the movie.
And
That's all I'm going to say.
It's the same with IMDb. It just straight out says Matthew McConaughey as Adam. And, you know, I'm not sure that there's another way to do that.
Blank brother. Use older blank brother, younger blank brother. I forget the last name right now. I just watched the
Meeks.
Meeks, that's right. It's another great name. And the meek shall inherit the earth, by the way. There's good stuff here. It's not in your face and it's not significant, but it's there. They have that stuff. So yeah, we get that twist. Adam is actually McConaughey. All right, now we can go back to what John was saying, so that everybody's on the same page. The Kaiser Sose stuff. No, we were before that.
Yeah, I mean Fenton, Adam, Matthew McConaughey is giving Doyle details of the killings, the initial killings, the 1979 killings with his dad, while also sort of indicating that his brother is the serial killer that he's looking for, while Matthew McConaughey seems to be continuing dad's work in a different string of killings. Am I picking that up right?
Yeah. One is killing because of the trauma, as some serial killers are created, and one is actually believing that he is a divine harbinger of doom for demons and evil doers.
And I think the other thing to sort of get on the table now is I think part of why Matthew McConaughey has gone to the FBI with this story is Fenton is dead at the beginning of the movie. And he has
committed suicide.
And Matthew McConaughey's Adam has stolen the body and taken it and buried it in the rose garden.
I like the stolen part.
Stolen.
Yeah. It's everything about the beginning of this discussion is suspicious. When even the guy leaving, the other FBI agent, is like, "You good for me to go?" He's like, "Yeah, don't worry, just leave me alone with this guy. It's fine. Everything will work out." And then he takes him for a nice ride in the car. But before we get to that, we continue through the 1979 era of the killings and stuff. And you watch a really cool thing happen with Fenton's character. So he rebels against his father, is not into this, doesn't believe in it. Adam claims to see the demons in the visions himself, but doesn't understand Fenton's point at all. He's like, "No, Dad's right. What are you talking about?" And Fenton's the odd man out here. And he eventually decides, screw this. They got a kid. First he rebels, and the dad finally says, "You know what? I got a plan for you." And he starts having him dig. And he makes him dig out the death dungeon that they end up putting their shed on top of, which is pretty baller. And the kid, to his credit, Fenton's a tough guy. He wounds his hands out of spite while he does the digging, and he completes the dig like that. It's kind of a baller move. Like, I did it, Dad, but I did it on my terms.
I felt his pain with those blisters. I was like, just take the gloves. But I'm like, I understand what you're doing, but shit, man. Like, and the special effects in this movie are pretty well done, because looking at those blisters, I was like, those look real.
Yeah, they're uncomfortable looking.
Yeah. And they're right on the right spots too. This pad, and right over here, right where the handles touch. Up. Yep. Anybody split wood for long periods of times with a maul and didn't do it right, like I have, you'll know what that's like. Blisters are fun. So he goes through that. They have sort of a little bit of, they come together a little bit after that, but Fenton continues to be surly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fenton sort of becomes compliant, but not believing.
Right. And he's still pissed, and he's given a lot of attitude. Then the kid, when they go out and they pick up a guy, and they're downstairs ready to do it, and Fenton finally says, like, "I can't do this." And he flees up the stairs and out of the death dungeon. And at that point, he runs to the sheriff, who's just getting ready to go bass fishing up by the lake. It's just up late at night, getting ready to go bass fishing. And he's kind of a prick. He's one of those, oops, you shouldn't have been such a pricks. Like a decent guy, you can tell.
Mhm.
the-
Yeah,
Fenton-
not a bad guy, but also not a guy that is used to listening to children and, sort of dealing with what he sees as a child's fable.
Which I mean, everybody, the FBI
Yeah.
agent does too. While McConaughey, who's like 23, the actor's character is like 23 in this movie, is doing the same thing, getting the same kind of treatment. Fenton brings the sheriff. The sheriff's like, I'm telling your dad. So they go, Paxton's putting on his best treatment. The look he gives him, though, when he looks at Fenton and he's like, are you ready to do this? Or whatever he says when they're about to go down to the shed. Because the sheriff finally
It's so
decides, let's just go.
eerie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So eerie. His eyes
Mhm.
just when they shift, I've never seen Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, but I've watched the trailer a couple times and I know it's a worse film than Frailty, but like it gave me that vibe, that Michael Rooker vibes. But yeah, I feel like his shift of eyes and Bill Paxton, I mean, you see him in Aliens, he's very energetic. You see him
Mhm.
in Tombstone, he's very cool. He was a very versatile actor, and it shows really well in this, especially like that
Mhm.
shift of being a country bumpkin friendly to I'm gonna wield an axe and kill you. And that's what it leads to when Fenton leads the sheriff down to the cellar and
Mhm.
Bill axes him to death, and he's like,
Mhm.
"You made me do this. I
Yeah.
killed a." This is the line.
Yeah.
I killed a human, not a
Mhm.
demon. Look at what you
Mhm.
made me do.
Yeah, it was cool.
He's so sick.
This task had come with the warning that if they don't obey, someone will die.
Then that's what he had said, and he didn't want to tell Fenton that fact earlier in the movie. That's the unspoken thing that he was trying to keep from Fenton. I always thought that it was implied that he was told that Fenton would lead him to killing someone, like a prophecy, but I don't think it was that dark. I don't think that the angel that spoke to him was trying to imply that. Now that I've seen it again and again.
The angel wanted him to kill Fenton, and
Well,
he
that's
disagrees
later.
with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's later.
Was that later? Oh,
Yeah.
well, we said spoilers,
Well, I
so
think so. Actually,
right.
is that later or no? That might actually be
It's a
before.
bit later. It's a bit later, but not much because
Yeah,
It's after the sheriff.
eventually, yeah, Fenton gets locked in the dungeon.
Before that, I do want to point out the sheriff is killed in a different way than the demons are, which is important, I think, and a nice touch. He just kills him like a dude. He doesn't behead him. First, he axes him on the
Mhm.
top of the head to get him down the stairs again, and then he just finishes him off. But the demons, it's
Yep.
always beheading first, he says, and then there's more to it that we never really
Yeah.
flush out, which I like.
Well, he chops him
we
up.
just know that you just assume by what you see that he chops them up.
But I did want to point out really quickly that important aspect of it. And then now we have the lockup scene. This is the most disturbing scene in the movie for me as a dad.
Yes.
As a kid, it was the most disturbing scene in the movie for me. It's just messed up.
Yeah. Fenton is locked in the dungeon below the shed without food, with a glass of water a day.
Yep. They sent him on a vision quest, basically, sweat lodging.
Yep.
And that it will make you hallucinate. And I think it's weeks before he feeds it screwed again. But one of the nice touches to that, by the way, is when they nail the doors shut. When the dad nails the door shut. That's my favorite touch there. Because then when he has to open it, you hear him pulling the nails out each time with the claw of the hammer. I just love that. That makes it grittier. And Adam brings Fenton water and talks to him a little bit while he's down there.
And it's really at that point you understand that Dad now views Fenton as a demon, but he can't bring himself to destroy the demon because he's not killing demons; he's destroying demons.
Right. Good point. Good point.
Which is sort of I think that's an important distinction in where his brain is now at.
And the fact that he didn't, and it was prophesized later, we know Fenton goes on to become a serial killer who collects trophies and does all these things. So Paxton not killing his own son in that way is kind of led to the deaths of those people. And may have been why his downfall was allowed as well. But I can't be sure if that's to be, actually stated. And then Fenton, tricky little booger that he is, he passes out. That might not have been fake, but he passes out and he tells his dad when he wakes up, I saw God. I saw
Yeah.
God, Daddy.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I mean,
believer."
who knows at that point what he actually thinks he's seeing and what he's not seeing and what he's
I think he was playing him like a
dehydrated.
fiddle.
I know what he's tired of seeing is his own poop in a bucket. So he's like, I'm doing something to get out of this damn hole.
Exactly.
He could have hallucinated in that because that is exactly how you do that trick. He gets out, he gets a Hungry Man dinner, which I was jealous of when I was watching that scene. In the tin tray, the old school, like real food, no preservatives. Oh,
Yeah.
that would have slapped. He's got his taters,
Yeah.
his carrots, his meatloaf. And he's wolfing it down. He would have puked like 6 seconds later if he hadn't eaten for weeks and he ate that fast, by the way. But he gets out and then the whole family's ready to get in the van, which is a sick van, by the way, for abducting and murdering people. So get in the van and off they go to take out another guy who's heading to Walmart. Not really. I forget the name of the store. And that's where they get this creepy old bastard.
Yep. They get the old guy who he's not doing nice things to children. We'll just leave it at that. And
Allegedly.
allegedly.
And I mean, well, the thing that makes him stop is like, hey, little boy, what are you doing over here? He doesn't say it that creepy, but later.
But at the same time, he is also crouched looking underneath his car. So it's, it's
like, no,
he's set up to be kind of creepy.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, my cat's under
Well,
there.
he gets a
mister."
lead pipe.
He gets thumped. Yup. And the Otis comes soon thereafter. I think
I just love how Bill Paxton puts his hand on his bald head. He's just like,
well, yeah,
It's
that's
like,
probably
yeah.
the cheesiest part. They probably shouldn't have gone full Paxton with those seizures. Oh, like he's holding on to an electric.
You never
cable.
go full Paxton.
No, definitely not. It's game over.
game
man.
over.
I
Game
knew it was
over.
coming. Then the next one. So let's just jump ahead because the movie's pretty static at that point. We get to the next guy that they're courting, and Fenton is supposed
Brad.
to. Yeah, Brad. He's a Brad too, and Fenton is supposed to be a much bigger part of this. This is like him training.
This is Fenton's proving ground, coming out party, whatever you want to call it. Brad is supposed to be Fenton's kill to prove that the time in the cellar has changed him.
And they get him. Fenton screws up a little bit, causes a bolt to drop, and then Brad looks up just in time to see Paxton coming down with the lead pipe, and he manages to hit him with the tire iron first. But then Fenton comes in the clutch. I think he hits him with a wrench or something, bings him in the head, and then Paxton is able to finish the job.
Yep, and it's that moment. It's not a long moment, but it's in that moment you think that Fenton has come around to Dad and God's plan.
And they do a good job with
Yes.
this guy, this demon too, because this dude was he's a scumbag from the jump. You're like, oh, he should die.
Oh,
He sucks.
yes.
He like calls his wife a bitch right away. He's like, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who
Kid
is it at
crying in the
front door,
background.
honey? He just goes to 0 to 1,000 so fast. It's like, you interrupted my wife beating. What do you want out here? And then he brings him. Yeah, they bring him home, and Fenton's standing there with the axe, looking badass. And Paxton touches his head, gets the 411. He's like, oh yeah, this dude needs to die. And he stands back and says it kind of like that too. Like, this guy was worse
Yeah.
than the rest kind of deal. And then Fenton goes and takes a swing and
Oh, that's a
Doesn't hit
large
Brad.
swing. No.
doesn't hit.
He hits good old Dad.
Yeah.
Right in, actually, right here.
Right here, right in
Right
the
in
chest.
the heart.
Tough place to take a gaping axe wound.
Yeah.
You know, Bill that's another thing. You see Bill Paxton, you know he's going to die. Or piss his pants. Either way.
I didn't remember how
You
he
know.
died before the rewatch. I thought that he died like accidentally and the boys just carried on. Like, I didn't remember the end of the movie at all, really, except for the end.
Yeah. I remembered him dying later in life at the hands of both boys for some reason.
Yeah. It was one of
Ooh,
those
that would've been
Mandela
cool.
effect things.
Yeah.
I've seen Frailty patched up because I had the hotbox back then. So I saw it like 8 times and was just running around pay-per-view on my house over and over again. Shut up, feds. Can't get me now. I don't have it on. But
The hot box doesn't exist.
he dies. He explains to FBI agent Doofy that he was in separate orphanages with his brother.
Mm-hmm. Well, one more little bit in Dad's death. You get
oh yeah,
Adam taking
Yeah.
the axe.
yeah, I
That
forgot
was
about
cool
this.
scene.
Yeah, he does.
Just
So
him.
the scumbag doesn't live.
No. No.
He whispers to
Yeah.
Adam.
Kill this bitch.
Yeah. That basically, I think that's how that went. And then he's like running like a little Chucky doll.
He wields
That's all
that
I was
axe like
thinking
it weighs
about.
a pound. Those things are heavy for a kid his size.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the curved
Definitely a
handle,
prop.
too, for the extra grip on the drop. That sucker's mean. Otis is no joke. Mean looking axe.
Good old
No.
Otis.
Double edged. He's in it now. Adam has his first kill of a demon. And Fenton and Adam are split. They just say, oh, yeah, they buried the dad. They never tell anybody what happened. They just say Daddy didn't come home. Nobody has any reason to search the yard or look around. So nobody checks the rose garden. Anything like that. What the weird part is the property presumably stays Fenton and Adams, actually, which is odd for minors. You would think that somebody would take control of the estate and sell it off these days. They wouldn't just hold it.
I don't think
Yeah.
the Rose Garden was a part of their property. I think it was just behind their property because they said that was their way to cut through.
Oh,
So I
maybe.
think that was like,
I believe the house was the Rose Garden caretaker's house originally.
okay.
Got it.
And then Dad came into possession of the house.
Got it.
So,
All right.
Well,
but there's still no reason to check the Rose Garden for whatever reason, because a missing sheriff isn't enough to do it. A guy they abducted directly out of their home, his home, isn't enough to do it.
Podunk, Texas has like 60 people, and 8 of them have just recently gone missing, but it's fine.
Yeah.
The weird
all right.
thing
We'll
is
replace
at the
them.
end, we have to come back to the Rose Garden at the end because they do something silly for visual effect, but it's like, dude,
Are you?
mounds.
Is it
the
because?
mounds.
Yeah, that's because earlier in the film, you're digging these deep 10-foot holes, and then what? Did you get lazy, Adam? Fenton,
Adam,
wherever
definitely.
you are.
Well,
You lazy.
there's a twist that comes with that character also
That's true, though.
that explains why he can be sloppier.
That's true too. All right, let's get to that because now it's just tied it all together in my head. So let's do it for the listener. So we get McConaughey's like, all right, shithead, let's leave. Let's go out to the property. I'm going to show you that all this is true. And they get outside, and McConaughey's looking real weird and creepy at this point. But so, what's the agent's name again? Powers Booth's character?
Doyle.
Yeah, Doyle throws her the handcuffs and goes, put those on, or I'm going to put them on for you, kind of thing. And I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Big swinging dick time. They get in the car and they drive. They're doing a bit more chatting. We get a little bit more flashback. And then McConaughey's like, I'm tired of talking. And they just finish driving through the rain. That's why a lot of people remember this movie and the movie Identity in a similar way because of all the rain. All the rain at the ends. And the darkness. Isn't that interesting?
John
Identity
Cusack?
rains throughout the whole movie. Yeah. There are people
Oh,
who
yeah,
confuse these movies for that reason. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, and they came out about the same time.
Oh, I didn't know that. I loved that.
Kind of similar.
And another
kind
one
of
of those
similar mood.
tricky bait and switch movies, right? Of that time. That's cool. I'm glad we managed to pull that out because I didn't connect that before the podcast. Yeah.
He gets Doyle out to the Rose Garden and, sees Doyle's past, and Doyle's a bad guy, and he's on
He killed
a
his
list.
mom.
He's a demon.
He killed his mom.
He killed his mom.
Took a photo with her.
Killed the shit out of his mom.
He stabbed the shit out of her. And 2 days after taking a nice, beautiful photo with him.
He stabbed her once, and then on the way down, as she's falling to her knees, and like all of this area is exposed. When they do this in movies, it screws me up. He took that big ass knife and he split it straight down right here on her, like right behind all the nice armoring bones and into her jiggling bits. I was like, no, Mrs. Powers Booth, no, she was just folding the laundry.
Mrs. Doyle. It was probably his laundry. You didn't use conditioner again.
It was outside too. They made it even more wholesome. His country
Yep.
mama. So he kills her, presumably for some nefarious reason. It would have been nice to figure out why. But still a
Mhm.
dick
Going
move.
with money.
Yeah, she probably wanted the house or something. Still a jerk moves, kills her with his stupid haircut too that they gave him for that scene.
Coach
Isn't that great? Can we pull up a picture for this part of the podcast of his dumbass hair when the
Yes.
killing
with Craig
scene?
T.
I'll
Nelson.
I'll find it and email it, just so you don't have to do the extra work. We need that in this scene.
But
or
we
in this
need to
part.
compare with Craig T. Nelson definitely because that pullback is exactly the same. It's just
It's a lot.
like
I mean, it's
Three Stooges,
You're just trying to get
Larry
through.
Fine.
Just trying to. You're just like, I don't want to be fully bald yet.
Just
Right.
go
So-
with it.
Yeah. So it's in this moment, Doyle is dead. You realize, wait, that's not Fenton. That's Adam.
So we've established
And-
McConaughey was lying. We didn't kill Doyle
Yes.
yet. We killed Doyle's mom. We didn't know about Doyle's death, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
I
Yeah.
just want to make sure we don't skip over important stuff because it comes fast and furious from here. And then,
Well, he makes a mistake because he says that like Fenton wants to be buried in the Rose Garden, and that's when Doyle's like, "But you're Fenton," and
and we figure it out.
he's like, "Well, I'm actually Adam," and it's like, "Oh boy."
So here's my question though: is that a mistake, or is that him playing with Doyle at that point, knowing that he's now in control of this situation and he can basically do whatever he wants?
Oh, John,
Is he screwing with Doyle in that moment and just, oh, here,
before we do this,
I
can
tricked
we
you.
just go through with the presumed end and then come back
Yes.
to the John theory? Because I don't want to confuse people too much that maybe have a rough memory of this movie, like we did before the rewatch. So, all right, so Adam goes into the flashback. We find out it is Adam, the younger brother who always believed in the father, kills the guy in his first kill when the father was killed and all that. He has been seeing visions the whole time. In actuality, he believes it. He sees them. And in this version of your perception, he goes to discuss Fenton is actually a serial killer. We assume that he became a serial killer because of the trauma of having all these things happen in front of him, which is a super smart move by God, by the way. Great job not picking up on that, G.O.D. So, or the writer portraying G.O.D. Sorry, big guy, please don't kill him. So they go into that, and Fenton's like sitting at his computer typewriter, typing his manifesto to his brother. He's got his weird shit all up on the wall. It's perfect. And he gets clubbed by the same lead pipe. And then it cuts from there. We don't know what happened. Like, we don't get to see him kill his brother, which is nice. I would rather not. Kills Fenton, buries him in the rose garden, and then takes all the bodies out of Fenton's basement, or some of them, not all of them, because some of them were there when the FBI arrived. And he stages it very, very precisely so that the FBI will see what he wants them to see when they go into the house. Then he goes to the station, or he goes to the headquarters, tells Doyle, and goes through the motions with this, bringing him to the Rose Garden for the final showdown. The weirdest thing about this is he's being held at gunpoint, and he comes in to hit him in the head because Adam starts talking about the murder of his mother, and this makes Doyle mad. And he used to use all of his forehead on this guy, and he comes in and he's going to club him in the head with the butt of the weapon. And then Adam touches his hand to see for sure, so he can see all the things he's done. And we get to see what happened then. And then Doyle just collapses to his knees. Like there's holy Novocaine or something in it, in his
He was in
touch.
shock.
Is that what it
Yeah.
is?
How did you know?
He becomes so easy to subdue. McConaughey's just like holding him like this grown man. That's the only part of the movie that I felt was like really kind of like,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that, yeah.
So then we get the fun ending of the movie where McConaughey's character, Adam, disarms him, gets the keys off him, kills him, explains why the bodies are the way they are, buries him, and then we get to see the ending, which I can let somebody else, I'll let Ryan maybe talk about like what we find out about Adam finally at the very end. But one thing they
Oh.
do before this happens, I should say,
Cool.
is we do establish in the movie early on that God is protecting them. By Paxton says this. So no video
Yes.
footage of them can be viewed. No eyewitnesses will remember what they look like. And we think that's all bullshit. And then as we get to the end of the movie, we find out all the video is completely ruined and none of the people know what he looks like, which is further proven by what happens at the end, Ryan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have Agent Hole. He doesn't remember
His
what
name is Agent Hole?
Adam's
Hull,
Agent
yeah,
Hull?
Hull.
Oh, Hole. Okay.
Hole.
It sounded like you
Agent
said
Hole. No,
Hole.
Agent Hole. It's
Boy, the
reminding me
way
of
you're
a
saying that sounds like
Europe
it's
girl.
completely something different now.
Hole.
Because that last one almost
Hole.
sounded like Asian Hole.
Oh, no. Is it
I'm thinking of Steel Panther right now. That's all I'm thinking about.
It's Agent Hole. All right.
Agent Hole. Agent Hole doesn't remember what Adam looks like. The video's all scrambled. You kind of see like maybe God's hand. God has a part in all this. Adam's doing all his work, and then he goes to the sheriff's office to talk to him about Fenton. And Adam comes out as the sheriff.
Adam is the sheriff.
And
He's got a
I
predator
immediately
secretary.
knew. That's where I was gonna go.
He's
I
banging it out
immediately knew. I was like,
for
that is
God.
definitely Matthew McConaughey is gonna be walking out. And sure enough, he walks out. He's like sweet as humble pie. He like sweet talks him. He gets him out, and it's interesting because at the end he shakes his hand, and he's like, "You're a good man, Agent Hull." And it's like he looks at him confused, and he's like, "You're a good man," and basically God's work's going to continue, or the God's hand is going to continue, because that baby's not going to be right. In honor King of Hill,
That's
King
right.
of the Hill, that boy ain't right.
That boy
Yeah.
and Rob.
Yeah, so it's revealed that not only is Adam the sheriff, he's married and his wife is pregnant. But I take that handshake with Hull a little bit differently, because the look Hull gives him is almost like the slightest bit of recognition at that moment. Like, wait a minute,
It probably feels like
I
deja
kind of
vu.
know you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably feels like deja vu.
Yep.
And it could be that like he smells like shoe leather, like all McConaughey's do, or something, and that's what's hitting in like from that night. Maybe he couldn't fully mask everything. But that's how the movie ends, which is a great way to do it because it leads the viewer to believe in McConaughey and Paxton, vindicating them, vilifying the character we rooted for the entire movie, Fentanyl.
Yeah.
And just kind of wraps it up in a pretty bow until you become friends with John, who screws it all up for you because he's got a crazy theory. So let's hear that one.
Okay, I don't
No, I'm
even
ready.
think this is that crazy. Number one, I believe Dad had visions.
Okay.
I
I agree with that.
I don't believe that they were from God. I believe Dad, from the stress of losing a wife, raising two boys, all those other things, has had some sort of mental break, or Dad has a tumor. It's 1979. Those things don't get caught that early.
It's not a tumor.
So,
Who is your
But
daddy?
Mr.
What
Kimball.
does he do?
Dad's seat. Now,
Mr. Kimball.
Fenton never sees the
Ryan,
vision.
so disturbing. I'm
right?
sorry, John.
It's okay. Fenton never sees anything. Anything. He's old enough to not fall for Dad's crap. Adam, on the other hand, is in that young, impressionable age, and he, idolizes Dad, will see and do whatever Dad tells him. And to the point, if you remember, there's a part in the movie where Adam comes to Dad with his own demon list.
Oh, I forgot about
Yep.
that.
Yeah, there's so
Kids from school.
and Dad's reading it, and it's
His
just like,
first hit
isn't that
list.
the kid that bullies you? Isn't that the kid you don't like? Isn't that like Adam's just putting together a hit list.
Yes.
Not great. Not a good look. Ahead of his
Yeah,
time,
No.
but still not great.
So they give you that moment where you see the visions of the people that Dad killed, the demons that Dad killed, and the things that they had done, the old guy being bad with kids and the other stuff. Like, But only Adam ever sees that because Adam at that point is just completely brainwashed by Dad.
But
Yeah.
how do you explain the CCTV footage and Agent Hull?
It-
He's got a
Hull's
hole
the
in his
hard
head.
one
That
to
is true.
explain. Hull's the hard one to explain. But remember what Adam's job is at that point.
He's a
He's a
sheriff.
He's
Do
a
you think he
sheriff.
screwed with the
Those-
footage in
those
the
old-
FBI building?
Those old CCTV cameras could be disrupted by signals. We don't know that he's not walking around with a little disrupt thing to disrupt the camera feeds in his pocket.
You know what?
You don't think they
too?
searched them though?
Those things
I-
were
no.
awful.
No, I
like,
don't.
From the jump, those things were awful. Like, you ever put in an old copy of the VHS tape and try to watch it? You
Yeah.
had just that
Static.
Yeah.
paranormal activity
they-
style.
And you don't know. They could have been recording over tapes, and the more you record over something on an old VHS tape, the more you
True.
get that
Yeah.
image blur. And so, and then Adam has a demon list because Adam's a sheriff. Adam knows who the bad people are.
Which is, I think
Yeah.
they bake this into the movie.
Okay.
Like, for people like John specifically. But I think they bake it in so that the suspension of disbelief throughout the movie isn't completely wiped away. Like you get to the end and you could choose to go, oh, it's a holy warrior lineage, and that's neat. Like a Joan of Arc style story, which is really kind of what this feels like, because that's the Joan of Arc story that you're getting, except for the whole
Mhm.
finding and destroying demons part. But then you get on the other side, you get like kind of the reality of the situation is, psychologically speaking, what John's saying holds a lot of water. And if you get a David Blaine style guy, you can
Mhm.
make Agent Hull think that he saw Timon and Pumbaa at the stupid
Yeah.
den. The power of suggestion.
Hakuna Matata.
So the one part that I really can't explain directly is where Dad gets his list from. But
The phone book.
Yeah.
yeah, a
Yeah.
phone book. But to
It's just
also
guessing.
maybe actually hit on bad people, because we don't even know that the people that, aside from Brad, we don't know the people that he kills are actually bad people,
In one of the
except for that
flashbacks-
vision.
In one of the flashbacks, they show us Adam's take. So admittedly, Adam's take, but he's dragging the kid out of the car. The
Yeah.
pederast
Yeah.
is doing that.
Yeah, that's the only thing that we have that indicates that those are actually bad people.
And then the wife.
So how
just
does
slit the
Dad-
husband's throat.
Yeah.
Yep.
How does Dad come up with a list? Well, Dad's a
The
mechanic.
angel.
Everybody comes through a mechanic shop at some point for one thing or another. People talk. Maybe he picked up some weird stuff. Brad- Brad's the easiest one to figure out because, like,
He's a dick.
he's just
Yeah.
he's openly a dick. He does not hide what a bad person he is.
No, absolutely
Like the
not.
rest of us. He's the mask.
And then I have this other stray theory going around
Oh,
in my
God.
head that I've been working on for the last day and a half.
What is Vic saying?
There was no Fenton by the end of the movie, even before Adam kills him.
Really?
I think Adam killed him in the shed.
Yeah, like a Mother Bates sort of situation going
Mhm.
on.
Oh,
I
Close up
I
without his
think
brother?
I think Fenton has been dead the whole time, and Adam has been doing all the killing.
That's cool. The other one I didn't like at all, but that one's cool. that
that
one's
one's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one, John. Way to
That would
redeem yourself in my eyes.
I would
I
give
like
it
'em both.
such a deeper
I
meaning.
like them both, and I think it works too because you want to appeal to an audience, as big an audience as you can with a movie like this. And if you just at the end reveal that it's like all religion, you're going to tune people like me out.
Yeah, that's true. So you need to kind of, they played it
Yeah.
well then because they put it on the scale and you got to figure out which side
Yep.
weighs more. So that's a
Yeah.
cool way to do it.
Yeah.
It really does. The movie hits. And like Ryan was saying earlier, Robert Ebert gave it 4 stars.
Ebert.
Siskel was out to lunch that day, I guess,
I was just Ebert who wrote
Siskel
the
might have been
review.
dead by then.
by 2002. It's possible.
I think he was.
I'm
he-
looking.
I think he was
Sucks.
dead.
Siskel might have been dead
but-
by
And Ebert
then.
was always hard on horror movies. This is how we ended up calling. We were starting on the open with it not being a horror movie. We're talking about this. So Ebert was tough on movies like this.
Yeah.
David 4 stars.
Yes.
Siskel died in 99, so
No.
yeah. This was,
He
So
heard,
that's why it was a solo act.
he
yeah.
heard Will Smith's Wild Wild West album, and he was like, "I needed that." Put his
Wild
kids
Wild
first.
West.
Wild Wild.
Ebert, though, said it was extraordinary work, concealing in its depths not only unexpected story turns, but also implications. Hidden at first, that make it even deeper and more sad.
Yep, agreed.
He was into sad films, so this was up his alley, and it just worked. It's like Silence of the Lambs. He loved that film for the sadness that it brought, not for Anthony Hopkins eating a face and putting it over his face. But it does bring that. I felt bad for these kids. It's just like what they went through, and
Yeah, I'm
just
with
feeling
you.
bad
Hard.
for this. Well, you feel bad for the dad too, because it's like he went through all this crap in his life, and he has a breakdown, and this is his way out. And especially at that
Mhm.
time, no one really knew how to help really in a situation like that. It's like, oh, that's old Jerry. He's just a screw nut. It's okay. But he fixed a mean car, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much how we land Frailty. Don't have much more on it. Is there anything you guys want to touch on before we roll into top fives?
I loved it. It was my first watch. Reading reviews, some people except Ebert and others. Some people were a little sour on it.
It
Not
moves
a
little
lot,
slow,
and
but I thought it was good.
but
Yeah,
that's the perfect pace for a film like this.
Agreed.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
just
get being
validating
sour
those
about
ideas.
this one.
No, it's just a good movie. It's a good movie.
No.
Through. Well done.
Oh, yeah.
The
And,
era jump is perfect. They picked the right linoleum. It
Yep.
smells like the 70s in this movie when you're watching
Yeah.
it. It's just good. Kids got like the old 70s style basketball, Adam, and that one scene where they're playing ball. And I thought that was a nice touch. It's just a good movie. The kids, the way they talk to each other, are old school style. That's what the most heartbreaking scene of this goddamn movie is when Fenton's invited over to his buddy's house to have a good old time, and Dad's like, "Nah, we
Yeah.
gotta go murdering tonight." That
Yeah.
scene sucks.
We have to
did
destroy
suck.
demons tonight, boy.
Yeah, it was just like, that sucks, man. Let the kid go.
Change your plans.
But I digress. So that's Frailty. I love it. It's one of my favorite movies. Ryan has some top fives that are loosely related to the subject matter in this movie, and it's all names of opioid-based drugs that come up in movies like fencing. For fencing.
100%.
That's your top five.
Well, actually, my top 5 is top 5 movies with serial killers.
Oh, I was way off.
Honorary
I mean-
mention to natural born killers. There's the cat.
Say hi, Lane.
Hi, Lane.
Oh, you get licked and all that.
Special guest star. My guys are sleeping right now, thank God, because they are wild. Like this movie. Starting up with top 5, number 5, Death Proof.
Oh,
It's a crazy stuntman who goes on a crazy ride, killing people, and the ending where it's like a 45-minute chase scene through the desert is amazing, and it's Tarantino's only horror film, or it's considered horror. I consider it horror, like that B-movie thriller, grindhouse, and Kurt Russell, stuntman Mike. It's just phenomenal. Then number 4, I gotta go with my guy, Vincent D'Onofrio, The Cell. As a kid, I did love it, and it's like I originally loved it for Jennifer Lopez, but
On that
as I
part-
get older,
well, she gets
Huh?
older. Let's talk about her as she gets
well, as I got older, I found out it wasn't my love for Jennifer Lopez; it was my love for Vincent D'Onofrio, because he kills it in that movie,
It's a great movie.
and it's just, it is good. It's it was a sleeper because I think it was right after she did Gigi,
yeah, Gigi
right,
sucked.
with Ben Affleck.
Geely.
Oh,
Sorry, whatever it
Geely.
was.
See,
Yeah.
No, but
That's why
Cell-
it's-
I think Cell didn't hit initially. I think it did better at like Blockbuster.
Yeah. I do. Yeah,
Yes.
so too. Yeah.
I remember the cutout and my dad taking me to Blockbuster, and I was looking at it and he was like, "Come on, I'm looking at movies." I think he rented it and he got a kick out of it, but I remember that big cutout right there and I was like, this looks pretty cool. But I'm gonna say this. There's a better cutout, and it's my number 3, and that's the cutout for American Psycho.
That's a good one.
That's my number 3. Oh God, I since high school, introduced into it in high school, freshman year. Christian Bale, Willem Dafoe, Jared Leto. There's so many great scenes, and the question is did he really kill those people? But I mean, we can answer that for another day. Because number 2 is the original Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock. Norman Bates is a serial killer. You know, even though he is a mother, um, he's killing people left and right, and he's kind of like, I guess, the start of early slasher inspiration, as well as like the first serial killer to be depicted on screen, because his character was also based on Ed Gein,
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
believe, at least for some stories. Texas Chainsaw
Everybody's
definitely
changed.
made,
Everybody's based on it. Really.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah,
the
true.
King is the big baddie when it comes to scary serial killers who creep through the darkness and don't smile at you in parking
God,
lots.
it, hearing real quick, hearing his story, when I took forensics in high school, we covered serial killers for the second part, and he's a fucked up dude. I mean, they're all fucked up, but he was really fucked up.
That's why he's the
Just
preeminent one,
gonna
really.
say it.
A lot of people think like, well, they do John Wayne Gacy and all that. If you ever watch Along Came a Spider, it's a good movie that runs through Sigourney Weaver's character runs through all the serial killers in a fun way. She kind of gives them personalities that may or may not actually be true. It's a fun way to differentiate them. Because she's talking about that while I think it's Along Came a Spider. It might be another new.
Was it Copycat?
Yeah, Copycat. My bad.
Okay.
With the
was gonna
great
say Morgan Freeman?
musician and
Yeah,
actor.
I thought the James Patterson shout out was a little odd for you.
True. I'm not a huge fan of James Patterson. Not an anti-fan either. He's just not my cup of tea. So yeah, Sigourney Weaver's character does a good job in Copycat of giving us an idea of what the different serial killers were like. Ed Gein, out of all of them, there's a couple of other ones who are like Gein. There's a reason why he's the inspiration for Leatherface and things like that. He's a fucked up guy.
He would sew the skin. He make upholstery out of the couches and stuff. Just a sick individual, but nothing is sicker. If we go back to 1995, my number 1 film. It's our favorite film. Gwyneth Paltrow,
Oh, right.
Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman,
in the box.
7.
What's
That's
in
like,
the box?
it's so good. What's in the box?
I just want a little Gwyneth
What's in
Paltrow
the
head
box?
right here. You know what's funny? I have nothing against her. It's just the fact that everybody else seems to hate her so much, and I just love when she eats it in movies.
So I'll say this. In high school I was on the set of a movie. I think we've talked about this, Two Lovers. I met Joaquin Phoenix. She was there. She's not a pleasant person. At least she
Aw.
wasn't pleasant that day. And Joaquin Phoenix was phenomenal, but she was a real bitch. And it just was like,
Was she huffing one of her
like-
uvula scented candles?
she
I
stormed
chose
off.
this instead of the
and-
other place, but it sounds the same. Let your imaginations do the work for you. But
She stormed off set. They had to stand in, and it was just like waiting really all day as people walked back and forth trying to set the stage. And then they did like a couple scenes, and then they were off. It was cool to see them act live, but she was just really like, it was just unflattering. So yes, it was good that her head was in that damn box. But to go back, like talk about Frailty and the religious and all that, Seven's got that. The 7 Deadly Sins. And if
Mhm.
you've never seen 7, definitely watch 7. It's an excellent film.
wow,
And
this is on
if
my
we-
I'm a
top
little
5 list.
surprised.
It's my favorite top 5 of yours, buddy.
Why?
No Silence
Thank
of the Lambs.
Yeah, he's a serial killer.
That's
Maybe
not
even
a
too
horror
young,
film.
Oh,
I consider I consider like okay, so 7 they
Why don't
consider
you
a
butter
crime
his
thriller.
balls a little bit more, Ryan? Jeez, John.
I believe it's not. It's a drama. 7 is more of a horror film because of what. Okay, so Hannibal Lecter eating
No, I
faces
agree
and
with you. You're fine.
cannibalism.
Don't be
That's a
defensive.
drama.
I'm just making a joke.
Oh, oh,
Oh,
I'm just saying. I'm just
no, it's true
saying.
though. It is a big
But
surprise.
oh,
We
it's so good.
we have to get we have to get Henry Porter as a serial killer for you, because I
It's
desperately want to see where that winds up on your list.
it's been
To revise it.
on I've seen clips. I've seen the trailer. It's always been like I want to see it, but it's like when you read about it, and Michael Rooker is just an amazing actor. I love him, and he goes to a dark place. And him with hair is even more menacing than
Mhm.
him bald getting a chocolate
Yeah.
pretzel. You know,
Yeah.
it's just.
That means two
But
things. Let's move on to John's top 5 because I'm going to a dark place right now.
All right. My top
Dark
5
chocolate.
went somewhere pretty unpredictable.
Yeah, so he asked us to predict it. I forgot what I came up with, but it was dumb.
I went Bill Paxton.
I mean,
It's
that's
like
that's
Paxton.
predictable.
Ryan, you were
Yeah.
closer,
Well, I wasn't.
but not there.
Let's
Not
do
that
movies-
close. You're closer, but not
movies
there.
without chicks in them. Because this one's a pretty dong heavy film.
Yeah, this is pretty.
What about the nurse?
pretty testosterone?
nurse?
Nurse, secretary,
I
killer lady.
Yeah,
So,
there's
yeah.
not a lot of women, not a lot of lines for women in Frailty either. Nope,
Your job is to be pregnant.
I went top 5 dazed and confused cast members in horror movies.
So who was
I'm
Dazed
cool
and
with
Confused?
that.
Booth's character was the Dazed
No,
and
Matt-
Confused one?
Maddie Mack.
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, dumb.
All
From
right,
actual
all
Dazed
right,
and
all right.
Confused. All right.
So
All right, all
That
right.
was
I
pretty
just want to
good.
put these two caveats on there.
I would have gotten that. if I
Matthew
wasn't
McConaughey
dying.
not on here for Texas Chainsaw Massacre because I'm pretty sure I gave that one already.
Yeah. You did.
Yes.
And
Next generation.
Yep. And I left Nikki Cat off the list for Planet Terror because I'm pretty sure I gave that already also.
Yes.
Fair.
So my number 5 is Mila Jovovich in the entire Resident Evil franchise.
I'll take it.
So she's Michelle Burrows in Dazed and Confused, the guitar playing stoner chick.
She's like,
Yep.
she's crazy hot.
Yeah.
It's something about her in that movie is just stupid hot.
She's yeah.
When I was younger,
she's-
I should say. Now I'm not old, but
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She would that
And they cut out a lot of her scenes.
I couldn't speak well back
Mhm.
then. Yeah.
She goes on to be Alice in the franchise based on video games, and they're fine. They don't quite capture the video games, but they're fine.
That's fine. They are things.
They're
My-
fine.
Better than the animated ones.
My number 4, it seems like it's out of a Ryan playbook, is Parker Posey in Scream 3.
Yes. With the
So
cameo
as-
by Jay and Silent Bob.
Yep. She's Darla in Dazed and Confused, a senior who enjoys the freshman hazing just a little too much. Air raid freshman.
So when they give the binkies, right? And the powder. It's such
Yep,
a messy
yep.
scene. Then they
She's so
bring them
easy
through
to
the
bacon
car
'em.
wash.
She plays that
Yeah.
part so well.
Flip
Yep.
over, bacon. I'm going to have to watch
So
this
in-
movie now tonight, John.
Yeah, you should. In
Watching
Scream
Dazed and
3, she's
Confused.
Jennifer. And she portrays Gail Weathers in Stab, the movie within the movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
She's a bitch.
she fares much less well than Gail Weathers does.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, she also dates Dewey.
He
Yeah.
doesn't want to do it. But all right. I'm curious about this. No.
Number 3. Ben Affleck in Phantoms.
You know
All
what? That's
right.
an understated
was thinking about that.
movie. That is an under. So the
Yes.
book Phantoms is superior to the movie Phantoms, but not by much. Flushes it out a little bit more. It's Coons. I told you guys I love old school Coons. Phantoms is like the end of good old school Coons, so it's pretty much when it stops. Demon Eyes and stuff came after, but it's like right there. That movie is done well for how fast the movie is and stuff. It's like it's hard to get that right, and they nail it.
Yep. So in Dazed and Confused, he's Fred O'Bannon, a senior who is even more into the hazing ritual than Darla, to the point where he got himself held back so he could do it again.
Because he was that stupid.
And in Phantoms, he's the sheriff helping to fight off the evil entity. And I just have to say, Affleck, you the bomb in Phantoms, yo.
Which one is that? James Silent Bob? Oh no, is that Dogma?
Yeah.
Nah, I think that Strikes Back.
Strikes Back. Yeah, that Strikes Back.
Number
Don't
2.
forget Lee.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, don't forget Liev Schreiber's in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Young Liev Schreiber.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
I'm a
I
Liev
might have to
Schreiber
watch
guy.
that tonight.
Phantoms.
That
you could
I'll
watch.
tell you this. I got it as a double feature real quick with The Faculty. Never saw it. Watched it one night. It's a good film. Check it out.
They do a better job with the Faculty style vibe than Phantoms. Liev Schreiber does along the way. The not untrustworthy, compromised adults and Phantoms, very good. He's got a great line too. I forgot his one liner from Phantoms that he has when he's already screwed up. It's good though.
All right. So my number 2 is Rory Cochrane in Antlers.
Oh, nice.
So
Antlers.
you're not going to remember Rory Cochrane by name. You're going to remember the Dazed and Confused character because he has every great line. He's the stoner philosopher, observationalist behind every great man. There's a woman, Martha.
There's the dude, and he's the dude in the bedroom, and they all get caught smoking weed, and they can't party at the kid's house.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like everybody is the stoner friend who became a career pot smoker in high school. He's that guy. He's the one who's like, he's not going to college. He's not doing any of that stuff. Yeah,
he wears the hat the entire film, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, and he has the okay. I know who you're talking about. He's a great character in that film.
Yep. So in Antlers, he's a police officer who's trying to help a teacher and a sheriff save a boy from a creature. And Antlers, despite having that Disney tag to it, I thought was really, really good.
Antlers was good.
Thought there were some effective scares in there. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Right.
And my number 1 will make Ryan happy. Number 1, Adam Goldberg in The Prophecy.
Oh, nice.
So in Dazed and Confused, he's Big Mouth Mike, spends a whole lot of time complaining, and then he starts a fight that he knows he can't win, just hoping that it'll get broken up before he gets his ass kicked.
He should have just smoked the reefer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it's a solid theory. It's just everybody was drunk and high, and they're like, "Oh, cool, bite."
Yeah.
No stopping that.
Yep.
If he didn't make the comment, it would have been fine. But he's like, "Oh, look at these dumb kids smoking reefer," and he's like, "What'd you say? I'm almost out of beer. I'm almost out of cigarettes. I'm almost out of smoke. I'm gonna kick your ass." Basically, I'm like, "Oh Jesus!"
He's got that.
But he gets that balls though, and he throws the first punch. His idea of I'll throw the first punch and then run away.
He did not like that. He got his ass.
They never go more than a couple punches because people break it up. And who does he punch? That's Nicky Cat.
All right, good deal.
So just to wrap it up, in The Prophecy, he's Gabriel's assistant, his human assistant.
It's familiar.
Yep. And that's the top 5.
All right, guys.
That's a good top 5.
Frailty. That was a good top 5. And I'm dying inside, so we're gonna end the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Later, everybody.
Have a good night.
Be very